Welcome inside to another edition of the Neishloss Podcast, presented by Neishloss and Fleming, and of course, Integrity Marketing Group. I am your host, Mike Asti, and this is an important show. This is an important show for sure, and this actually a rare podcast that is something that pretty much all of you agents out there, any prospective clients, pretty much anybody at all involved in the Medicare business should watch and could be able to absorb and keep as part of their game plan moving forward in their business, or just really to learn and absorb in general. This is now kind of an all-encompassing podcast, so that's definitely an important show. Want to remind all of you to click that subscribe button, bottom of this video. It'll help us get all of our content to you. It is free to do so, and you'll be able to instantly be notified whenever any video gets uploaded, is premiered, or goes live on our channel. Of course, near and far senior moments that I'm a part of and may or may not play an important recurring role as Medicare Center bot in that program, as well as, of course, this podcast and everything else we do on the channel. So subscribe. Also hit us up throughout social media. Neishloss and Fleming on LinkedIn, Facebook, and now on Instagram at Neishloss_Fleming. And without any further ado here, of course, this is a show that's going to discuss CSG. So this is a show that's going to discuss CSG, involved with Medicare Center, involved with Integrity Marketing Group. So CSG's partnership with Integrity, and how CSG can be such a tool for you, the agent, especially during this time, what CSG's partnership with Integrity means, and maybe some tips and tricks on how to use it. And to have this discussion, I am going to be joined by Taylor McDonald, who is the Business Development Manager with CSG, and now involved with Integrity as well. So Taylor, thanks for joining me. I definitely appreciate you taking the time here on this. We are recording this on this happy Friday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Michael.
No problem. And you can call me Mike, by the way, but I'll answer to Michael. Either way. Only my mom and Grandma used to call me Michael, but I'll handle Mike as well. So Taylor, I definitely appreciate you taking the time. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, CSG is now partnered with Integrity. Seems like every week Integrity is announcing a new partnership, and Integrity certainly is an ever-growing company, a national company. We are a partner of Integrity and certainly proud to be a partner of Integrity. I have an Integrity shirt even under this polo right now, but that's elicited a lot of chatter out there on social media, on insurance forums. And I actually thought maybe this is a particular show that could kind of clear the air and kind of answer this rather than having to type out to each individual person, because that would take us forever. So we can just send this link along. Hopefully they're listening here. Because of all that chatter, especially on platforms like insurance forums where agents kind of live and have their discussions about what's going on, some are concerned that CSG's partnership with Integrity for agents that were using the platform before and are not with an Integrity FMO will bump them out of it. Some are concerned that it will make it more difficult on them. And there's just tons of different conversations going on about the CSG Integrity partnership. Some positive, but there are some concerns. There are some challenges that people feel, some maybe feeling like it's now no longer a platform that they can work with, and maybe they're being forced onto an Integrity platform if they don't so choose. What responses can you give to this current discussion that just continues to be out there since this partnership?
Yes, of course. So first of all, I'd like to say CSG Actuarial is very excited to be an Integrity partner and excited to be partnered with you as well. And I can also say that we're going to continue serving all of our clients as we have in the past. So we currently work with several of our clients who are also Integrity partners like ourselves now. And we also work with a lot of groups that are not Integrity partners, and also hundreds of different agents that are independent agents and not associated with an FMO at all. So we're excited to continue offering our services just as we were before to all different groups, whether they're Integrity partners or they're not Integrity partners, or even independent agents who aren't associated with an FMO at all. So we're excited to continue putting our clients first, regardless of whether or not they're an Integrity member.
Awesome. I think that does kind of concisely clear that up. So, of course, we're an Integrity partner. There's no secret there. And CSG Actuarial is now an Integrity partner as well. But no one's computer is going to all of a sudden explode. There's not going to be any continuous refreshing of pages and all of a sudden there'll be a big flashing light saying you can't go here. That's not going to happen right now if that's not the case. If you want to certainly learn more about Integrity FMOs, if you would like to work with us, certainly comment below this video. We'll reach out and I'll kind of give a little spear hill at the end. Again, speaking with Taylor McDonald, the Business Development Manager with CSG. So Taylor, now that we kind of got that out of the way, there's still also some trepidation amongst some agents potentially about using enrollment platforms, and maybe not as much now as there would have been at the beginning of the pandemic. And of course, the pandemic forced a lot of people to adapt and adjust and kind of pick up steam digital-wise with digital marketing. And we have other partners, of course, amongst Integrity that are great in that. Certainly, we can help you with that as well. But there's still somewhat of maybe a misunderstanding about how to use CSG. There's some questions that we still get on different aspects of the platform that once you're there and once you want to be involved on what to do. So is there a particular aspect of CSG that you feel is underutilized and that you feel would kind of clear up some of that confusion? That maybe somebody's there using it, but they're missing something that if they figure that out could kind of open up the sea of glory, and you'll have that hallelujah experience.
Yes, I will say one thing that's very useful about our tools is the fact that so many different tools are offered on one platform. So everything from your Medicare quoting to your ancillary products, but not only the quoting tools, but as you mentioned, the enrollment tools, as well as electronic scope appointment forms, client management. So really the most important thing is that not only are each of our tools very helpful and can help agents in many different ways on their own, but when they're put together on one platform, it really makes the tools a one-stop shop for agents so that they can save time. They don't have to log into multiple systems for different tools. Everything's in one place, and it really makes it a lot easier and more efficient for those agents. So that's really what makes it so useful, is that people are using everything that's available on the platform, not just getting a quick quote here or there, but really diving into those other tools. Maybe Client Manager is a good one to point out. It's a newer tool that's available on the platform. So the ability to actually import clients, so you can create clients one-off if you're on the phone with a client. You can also import your clients. So if you're an agent that works with hundreds of clients, you can easily import them to your CSG tool, no matter how you're accessing that tool. And then you can have all of your clients there at your fingertips. And then when you click their name from the drop down when running a quote, you're not having to enter in their zip code every time or enter their age. It's automatically going to pull that information in. So I think that saves a lot of time, and it's a new feature that we've introduced recently.
Sounds like a fantastic feature to me, because I know that right away when agents venture into anything on Medicare Center, venture into CSG, venture into any online enrollment platform, they want to have an ability to have almost like a CRM type of feel, where they don't have to continuously type in these same clients, or they ask us, well, where's that client? Why do I got to type this zip code in again or something? Or I got to go find them again. So that certainly feels like that's going to tighten things up a bit, and certainly feel like that's a great new feature, to say the very, very least. And as you mentioned, CSG is a place that you can kind of do it all. So working with many of these carriers that are important in your portfolio and that we've discussed all through the history of the Neishloss podcast and beyond, it's important, and you want to still do that, certainly the carriers that make sense in your area. But instead of having to have 16 different tabs open, you can go to one place, get it all done there, and then take it all the way through the enrollment, of course, looking up doctors, prescription drugs, etc., and then, of course, using it as a quote engine and then being able to store clients. That's definitely a big deal. Now, on the same vein, kind of in the same vein, but a little different question, I guess, now, is once you're involved with CSG, and once you're there, and once you're utilizing it, and now you're learning about new features, and you're seeing the adaptation of new features, like you just mentioned there, with being able to store clients and store that data, and you kind of know what it can do, are there any misconceptions? Because I'm sure you're also scanning these platforms, seeing discussion on insurance forms. I'm sure sometimes you're reading and saying, no, that's just wrong. Let me. You wish you could tell everybody, no, this is the correct answer all at once. So this is potentially an opportunity right now on the Neishloss Podcast to do that. What are some common misconceptions about using CSG, about using the tool in general, or about what's there and how to use it? Just some misconceptions that you maybe could get out of the way.
Right. One misconception I think that pops up a lot, especially with the integrity groups, is when they access the tool through the Medicare Center, they don't have
Hmm.
to worry that they're missing out on any of the tools. A lot of our different agents and our different integrity groups have their own insurance tools portal link, their unique links or their unique quoting tools. So they
Sure.
can actually access these directly through the links. They can sign in with their username and password directly at the link. But I want integrity members to know that they can also access these tools through the Medicare Center, and they're not missing out on anything. It's the same exact access and the same exact tools that they would get if they're signing directly on at their link. So if they're going to the Neishloss tool,
Hmm.
whether they access that directly at Neishloss's link or through the Medicare Center, it's going to include all that same information and all those great features. So they don't have to worry that they're missing out on anything. It's all there. And so we really feel confident about our relationship with all the integrity groups, and all of them are very good about, as soon as we roll out a new feature or have something else available, about getting those added for their agents. So agents can feel at ease that they know they're getting the best tools available when they sign in through the Medicare Center or directly onto that quoting tool.
And of course, Medicare Center is something that we heavily promote here and know a lot of our agents use that work with us at Neishloss. Speaking with Taylor McDonald, the Business Development Manager with CSG Actuarial, as we are discussing CSG's partnership with Integrity Marketing Group, so becoming part of the family here at Integrity, and also some tips and tricks. And feel free to scan back on this show. Feel free to watch this 1,000 times if need be to really soak it all in, because we also understand that this isn't going to cover it all. So certainly feel free to contact us and we'll be able to give a tutorial, a walkthrough. We actually do that occasionally with Medicare Center. So this will all be part of it. And I think that's a major misconception, of course, because we are promoting Medicare Center. Many of the Integrity FMOs are promoting Medicare Center. So people might say, especially if they're using CSG before, and even if they now are part of Integrity but were using it before, well, do I have to now go through this platform? Can I do what I was doing before? If I go through that platform, do I need a different username and password? Things like that. We're definitely seeing those misconceptions out there. I will say one misconception that I certainly tell agents, and it's important, and it sounds like one that I guess shouldn't be a misconception, but I think just needs to be made clear, of course, is you do need to be approved by the carrier. So obviously, in order to be able to enroll somebody with a carrier on an enrollment platform, having that carrier pop up, have that carrier be evident and not grayed out, for example, you need to be approved by that carrier, and that would still obviously be contracting with that carrier, submitting that contracting, going through the background check, everything the carrier would require, and different carriers require different things. So again, comment below if you have questions, and we certainly can reach out and give you more detail on which carriers make sense in your area and that process. Again, speaking with Taylor McDonald here of CSG. So Taylor, I do want to ask you this too, because we're also fans of breaking news here on the Neishloss Podcast. I know you told us a few minutes ago about a new feature here that's out there now, but is there anything you could let us know about what agents can expect from CSG in the future? Because obviously it's a platform that's ever growing. It's a platform that's grown from before to now since being part of Integrity, and now a platform that has new features like you mentioned from even when it started the original partnership with Integrity. So anything coming up, anything you can break for us and let these agents be aware of?
Yeah, so I'd love to let agents and anyone listening know that our biggest focus this year is definitely the e-application. So without telling you too much or things that aren't able to be disclosed yet, our biggest focus is getting as many products on the e-application that we possibly can, as well as many carriers as possible. So that's the big focus this year, getting as many carriers live onto the e-app as we possibly can, as well as for all products. It would be great to be able to have every single carrier available on the e-app, as well as for every product, to really be all-encompassing. So that's a big one for sure. And I know that's definitely kind of ties into my next point here, is that we really do, I can say with full confidence, we really listen to our clients. So when we get calls or people ask for things that they think would be useful, we really listen to that feedback, and we really try to deliver on the things that we hear. That's how the e-app came to life, and that's how the client manager came to life. So really, when we hear feedback, we really try to listen to our agents, and we prioritize things based on the things that we hear every day that people are wanting. So as you think of ideas or you use our tools and think of something that's a great piece of feedback or something you'd like to see, we really take those into consideration. So while e-app's a huge focus right now for different products and carriers, if you have ideas for us or things that would make your lives easier, we certainly take that to heart. So let us know if there's things that you would like to see on the platform as well.
So Taylor's welcoming to feedback emails. Feel free to, that is good to know though, in all seriousness, because people, I'm sure, are going to have questions. I had questions. Taylor probably had questions when the partnership was first announced, and with everything going on, when you hear about a new feature, well, how is this really going to work? How is this going to be implemented? How is this going to overcome this potential challenge? So everybody is always thinking. Feedback certainly is taken seriously, whether it be by us here at Neishloss, any of the integrity partners, or of course Taylor with CSG. So that's a fantastic point. And again, feel free to provide any of that feedback here below on the video, below on any of our social platforms, or hit us up and we'll get to you. And again, to remind you, of course, this is a Spark Notes version. This is a kind of quick conversation about what's going on, what's there, why to be involved, and the benefits of it. But we certainly can go into more detail, or if anyone needs a walkthrough, as Medicare Center, a big part of the lives of our agents, and that, of course, means CSG, a big part of the lives of our agents. Now, Taylor, I definitely appreciate the time for sure. Definitely appreciate the time. I see it's a sunny day out there where you are. It's a sunny day out here where we are. So we're going to let you go and enjoy that sunny day here in a second. Just want to ask you, are there any final words of wisdom or anything else that you want to get out there that maybe we didn't cover? We'll maybe have you back on a future show for sure as these adaptations and these updates continue, and then you can break more news to us. But any other final words?
I guess final words are, we appreciate all of our clients, and we appreciate working with you. And we always are, like I said, open to feedback. And if you ever have any questions or there's something you don't understand, we're always open to those questions as well. That's why we're here, is to make sure that you're using your tools and our tools to the best of their functionality. So if you ever have questions on something or you're not sure how to use something, we're always happy to set up webinars or answer any questions that you have. That's why we're here, is to help make you be successful in using those tools. They're only as successful as you using them and being able to use their full potential. So if you ever have questions or need assistance with anything or would like to do a training, feel free to always let us know. That's why we're here. And so don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, don't be a stranger, for sure. I think that's great to be aware of. And yeah, the tools are only as strong and the tools are only as great as the people using them. If people aren't using them and aren't using them effectively, obviously the tools aren't going to mean anything, and then they're not going to be successful. So that's a great point. And anyone out there thinking, wow, I work with this carrier, love integrity, love Neishloss, work with this carrier, want to do it, I'm willing to adjust, but it's not there. Sounds like Taylor's saying just hold up a little bit. It might, that carrier might be involved soon. So there's always going to be more carriers coming. There's already a lot there now, of course. And again, you can do more than just enroll online. You can store client information. You can go back to those clients. You can look up information. There's a quoting tool there to figure out what's going on in the area. So you don't need a bunch of different tabs, a bunch of different sites. You can live there and live there to success. So Taylor, I definitely appreciate the time for sure. We'll be in touch. We'll talk to you again soon, and you also can feel free to pass this show along whenever anybody asks you any questions. Maybe we covered it even here, as we'll bring you on to maybe talk more on our future program as well. So that's Taylor McDonald, the Business Development Manager with CSG, as this, of course, was another edition of the Neishloss Podcast. I think a gold quality edition here that's hopefully evergreen content for you guys that encompasses, again, more than just a region. It encompasses all you agents out there and really can help your business. So again, for Taylor McDonald of CSG, for all of us at Neishloss and Fleming, and of course, Integrity Marketing Group, I'm your host, Mike Asti. Until we meet again.